I love my son. I'd give my life for him. I love him dearly. And, you know, how do you love a monster?
Their son was sick, his crimes sickening, a situation no parent could ever really comprehend.
This is a parent's absolute nightmare when they have a child with mental illness, that something like this would happen. And my heart goes out to the people our son has hurt. If he was in his right mind, he would be absolutely devastated at what he has done.
Andrew and Michelle Couchi addressing a large media contingent amongst the roses growing outside their humble Toowoomba home west of Brisbane.
No one's blaming you, just so you know.
I
People
know
are just
that,
wanting to know to understand.
But I mean,
do you know all the other
he's
people?
my son.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, he's my son, and I'm loving a monster. To you, he's a monster. To me, he was a very sick boy. Believe me, he was a very sick boy.
It was here that Bondi mass murderer Joel Couchi lived until he was 35. Diagnosed with schizophrenia aged 17, his devoted parents supported him and helped him study for a university degree. A few years ago, he was weaned off medication under the careful watch of his doctors.
She did it over a period of a number of years, very carefully giving him the warnings of what might happen.
Both parents had concerns that Joel Couchi's mental health was declining, but struggled to know what to do when he left town and became hard to contact.
He went to Brisbane, so he wasn't with his doctor anymore. And so there's a condition with a mental illness called something like agnostosia, where the brain is damaged and it doesn't tell you you're sick. So if you don't know you're sick, why would you take medication?
Did anyone let him down, do you think?
No, he let himself down. Because, look, he was taking on medication because he was doing so well, but then he just took off to Brisbane, and I went down there and spent a day every now and again with him and did everything I can, but then he took off to Sydney.
On a visit home last year, Joel Couchi was found carrying 5 large US Army combat knives in his bag, which Dad Andrew confiscated for safekeeping, causing his son to become extremely upset. Joel Couchi eventually called Toowoomba Police to lodge a complaint against his father.
I said, look, Joel, you're welcome to stay in my place, but you're not going to have these knives here. I took them off him and it was help, you know, it really helped.
What did he say?
Oh, he went mental, of course. He just really exploded.
Despite that, they never imagined their boy could be capable of the stabbing frenzy that played out at Westfield Bondi Junction on Saturday, killing 6 people, most of them women. His dad has a possible theory on why.
Because he wanted a girlfriend, and he's got no social skills, and he was frustrated out of his brain.
Andrew and Michelle Couchi hold no blame towards Police Inspector Amy Scott for shooting their son dead and hope she's coping all right.
I'm not blaming the police in Toowoomba or the police in New South Wales, okay, but the whole idea of mental illness, we have to step up our thinking about what they can do, how they can do it, and what can be, you know, done about it.
As they now grieve their own family member, along with the lives he ripped apart.
Love them with everything you've got, because if that doesn't help them, in my opinion, only the law can help.
So many people impacted by this tragedy and the torment of these parents grieving their son, who they never could have imagined would take away so many lives. So tragic.